Hey, if you got a question and you need some advice, don't go to a fortune teller. It's like rolling the dice. So if you have a question about your marriage, friends, a job, or what to wear to the prom, there's only one place to go, and that's mydadsadvice.com. I'm getting jiggy with it. And we're gonna start right now. Hey, how you guys doing? Glad to see you this week, and we got a letter from Lindsay from Austin, Texas, and she writes, "Dear Dad, I recently was diagnosed with depression, and due to my weight, I've got no self-esteem, self-worth, or confidence. I continuously compare myself to other girls. Despite being told I'm pretty and beautiful by others, I don't believe it. I really want to lose weight, but don't have the motivation. I find myself comfort in binge eating when I'm down or upset. My real dad seems to not care, so I'm asking you to please help." Well, Lindsay, I don't know how much help I can be, but I hope I can just give you some advice so you can help yourself. And Lindsay, I really appreciate your honesty. And in this day and age, depression is caused by a lot of things, but one of the main things is our diet, and it's very hard to diagnose if we're totally out of shape, because when we eat things or do things with our body, it will put chemicals in the brain. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. Well, not actually, I just always wanted to say that. But the one good thing that you were was honest. You were up front and you told me you had a weight problem. And most likely, it's the cause of the depression. So let's say it all together. It's caused by being fat and unhealthy. Again, say it again, fat and unhealthy. I know it's not politically correct, but since I'm not running for office, I don't care. What I do care about is your heart having to pump twice as hard as everybody else's to try to get blood to all those organs, and your heavy breathing and everything that it entails. You're putting absolute stress on your body, and I don't want to see you die young. I don't want to see anybody die young. I want to see you live a lot older than dear old Dad here. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you a couple tips. Maybe it'll help you get out of the grave that people dig with their teeth. Number one, don't compare yourself to anybody else. Number one. Because when you do compare yourself, you're actually robbing yourself of that moment in time, which is actually a gift. Don't look at somebody else. Don't covet what they have or want to look like them. Hey, you want to be the best that you can be. And I'm not talking about the Army or anything like that. But you want to be the best that you can be. You want to confront your weight problem head on. So the way you do that is you get in front of the mirror, you take all your clothes off, and you jump up and down one time. And anything that doesn't stop on the first bounce is excess, and that has to go. So if buttons popping and pants ripping and furniture creaking when you sit in them doesn't motivate you, go to the hospital and look at the ER and look at everybody getting their hands and their feet amputated because of diabetes. Go to the ER and look at all the heart attack victims that are brought in ton by ton because of the way they eat and their lifestyle. The best way to get motivated is to look for the truth, and don't give yourself a soft sell about, oh, well, I'm just a smidge overweight or I'm big boned. Hey, you never saw a fat skeleton, did you? Hey, now that you have the motivation to start, just remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay? Number one, go to the web and look up a good eating plan. Get rid of the high fructose corn syrup and stuff that you guys have all heard for years and years and years and years. If you have to, go back to the Richard Simmons Deal-A-Meal plan. That's at least a start. Yes, you got to start eating healthy. And number two, you got to start exercising. You got to move. You got to get up and stop playing Nintendo or doing whatever everybody does these days where they just sit. Maybe they watch American Idol or The Voice. They just sit there and watch program hour after hour, and then you gain pound after pound. There's nothing wrong with a little TV. It's like my father said to me, even everything a little bit in moderation's good. But you got to get up and get yourself on some kind of exercise program. And I'm not saying you got to be some Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that, but just get up and say, tomorrow I'm going to go run all the way to my mailbox. Or you might want to start walking. And oh yes, I've got to add this disclaimer. Please visit your doctor before you attempt any exercise program. That's for all you legal beagles out there. But hey, do one mailbox the one day, next day 2 mailboxes, the next day 3 mailboxes, next thing you know, you'll go around the block. And when you start eating better and you start exercising, your body's going to feel better. And you know what? Your self-esteem's going to start to rise. Your self-confidence is going to start to rise. And before you know it, you're going to be a new kid on the block. I don't mean you're going to be able to sing or anything like that, but hey, you're going to be new and people are going to start taking notice. You're going to feel better, you're going to look better, and pretty soon you're going to be lifted out of that depression. So just remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. You got to start. It's just like they say, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. And that's the way you get your self-esteem back and get rid of your depression. 1 forkful at a time of the good food and 1 step of exercise in the right direction. Okay? I really appreciate you writing in, Lindsay. And if any of you guys have questions you like dear old Dad to answer, you just go and write mydadsadvice.com. I might not be your dad, but, well, you never know, I could be. Hey, I love you. I want you to write. I want you to be healthy. And hey, you guys have a good day, okay? All right. Bye-bye.